From time to time, I wake up in the morning and I hop on the old Craigslist looking for neat or interesting or smoking hot deals on boats. And I see an ad usually for, yard cleanup or trash hauling from this local couple. It seems like what they do is when they're on a job, they take a picture of what they're doing for the day and then say, hey, we're out and about if anybody needs any trash hauled to the dump. It's a way to get money. Anywho, so I saw one of their ads one morning, and this lower unit was sitting in their dump trailer. I was like, hey, what's up with that lower unit? They're like, oh, we just threw it at the dump. I sent them a picture with it circled because, I don't think they knew what they were looking at. Like, oh, yeah, we just unloaded that. Sorry. I was like, well, get it out. Bring it over. I'll give you $20. Like, all right. Now, I know they live right up the highway from me, so it's on their way home. It's 2 seconds to drop it back off. So I gave them their $20, and here I have the lower unit rescued from the dump. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know what year it's off of, and looking back on it, probably should have just let it stay where it was. But, it might be interesting to see what's in there. Might have something good or usable. Now, the lower itself, the shape of it, the fins and everything, it's pretty nice. At a glance, the propeller was too, but you can see some chipping. It's a spare prop, but I wouldn't use it as a main. All right, let's take it apart. Now, I have not touched this thing. I have not done anything to it. It's been sitting on the side of the house since last summer, and I figured it was time for my family to stop having a look at it. It's not pretty in there. Full of dirt and weeds and stuff, typical for the desert. All right, I haven't really been working on anything all winter, so I had to go find my old container. But we got a little bit of mucus on our drain plug there. That's not a good sign. And our oil is coming. No water first, but it has been laying on its side for a while, so not necessarily any guarantees just yet. See the drip? That's our oil. I'm gonna get the vent off, which is the top screw. There we go. There's a pinch more metal on the top drain screw for the vent. Not looking good. Impeller was already taken off. At least the impeller housing was. You can see it kind of melted down here. Let's get this O-ring off. That's going to get in the way of that water pump housing to move. That sounds lovely. The impeller is, yeah. Well, this is why you don't start your motor up out of the water. And that only takes a few seconds to happen. Okay, water pump is off. Wear plate is off. Nothing wrong with the wear plate. Bolts are still there. So, let's say somebody went to take apart this lower unit, realized it was a piece of junk and slapped it back together. I don't think they would bother tightening those down. And the patina of this and this kind of match, so maybe they knew the lower unit was bad and scrapped it out. Don't know. Let the oil drain for a few more minutes. Meanwhile, I'll pop these bolts off. Top two retaining bolts are out. Put all the dirt inside of here. You gotta scrape it away to get to the bolt heads for the lower. Now, if you have to do this, word of advice, don't pull the carrier out with all that dirt in there, because it's going to get all over your bearings. Now, here is the predicament. I don't really want to move the oil catch, but I don't want to get dirt in it either. Slide it out of the way. So there's some of it. Actually, that looks like most of it. All right, good enough. Time for the puller. Threads are not that good. We have a 5/16 by 18 tap, which should be it. Well, first look, we got some dirt in there. Don't know how that happened. Kidding. That's what I was telling you about. You can imagine how much would have been in there had I have not have shaken it out. I'm gonna tilt the lower upside down and jiggle the thrust bearing retaining plate and reverse gear on out. Before we look inside, there's the reverse gear. As far as I can tell, it's got all its teeth. See, no real wear. And from the looks of it, I don't see anything going on with the forward gear or the pinion. Okay, let's get this top drive shaft plate off. Okay, got a drive shaft socket on the end of my huge breaker bar socket thing. Then I have the pinion nut wrench. Don't necessarily need this. You can use it's an 11/16. But this is much easier. Alright, pinion nut is loose. Don't know if you saw, but drive shaft pulled right out. So what I do is I'll leave it sideways like that. Turn the lower around. And hope it falls out. Obviously try to catch it. And we don't have to deal with it being covered in sand now. So that was smart. Let's unscrew the shifter. Push it down actually, and then unscrew the shifter. Shifter out of the way. Tire assembly should slide right out. Yeah, it's going to be covered in oil, so prepare yourself. The forward gear here, it's really got nowhere at all. It's pretty nice. So there is my gear set. Like I said, 20 bucks. I think it was worth it. Gears are nice. The housing itself probably needs to be resealed, although there's, I don't remember water coming out of there, so it probably doesn't. But yeah, reseal the lower unit. Probably new bearings just to be on the safe side. But really, they're probably fine. So I guess pulling the drain plugs here and seeing a little bit of metal shaving may not be the gear ending scenario you would assume. There probably is something apart in there. Yeah, that's a pretty big chunk of metal. Could be a bearing. Could be one of the spacers on the drive shaft that died, but for the most part, it's probably just normal wear. Well, that's it for now. I probably won't be grabbing anything else out of the dump anytime soon. At least I hope not, but we'll see what the future has in store for me. Well, I'll see you later.